I think I must have watched it like the first time I watched it must be like 5 years ago, I want to say. And I was just like, this film just offends me. Like, I don't know what it is. Just like it's that weird writing of the time where they weren't subtle about anything. It was like just everything was just like rah, rah.
But you don't even allow it for the era it came out in. You just like even watching it now watching its problems. Even back then, it still had problems.
Even back then, like it just felt I don't know. Hi everyone, and welcome to another octane-fueled adrenaline blah 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 episode of Multiverse with your host, the man who can steal anything if it has wheels, Carl Charles,
and the next level, aka State of Union, CY Chong.
And today, I think this was actually my idea. I'm not gonna.
When it's something you don't like, it's my idea, but when it's something you do like, even if it's my idea, it's still your idea.
But everyone knows that like I'm like the uber Vin Diesel fan. Yeah. So this was sort of my idea.
Well, even if it also you take a claim to it anyways.
Yeah, because even though my opinion may vary in a minute, we are today. Well, over the weekend we tasked ourselves with watching 3 movies that 2 of them contain Vin Diesel.
yeah.
One actually is kind of a short film of 4 minutes, which
contains parts of Vin Diesel.
Contained the back of his head.
Well, yeah, and some of his lips.
Yeah, and
when they do a cut to that,
his neck skin. Yeah. And one featuring Ice Cube. We are going to discuss
two. He's at the end.
Oh yeah, he's in 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them.
Yeah.
We are discussing the epic franchise known as XXx. Yeah, enter xandercage and like.
Well, no, because that sounds a little awkward.
Yes, but the name itself sounds awkward.
Yeah. So you got XXx in 2002, just called XXx.
Yep.
XXx State of Union, aka the next level. And cause when I saw it on TV, it had both subtitles at different times when they were playing on different channels. Okay. So I was like, wait, what is there another XXx film? Turns out, I think for US audiences, it's called XXx State of Union, and for international audiences, it's XXx the next level. The next level makes it sound so much more hype than what it was.
Yeah, instead of Union. So. Yeah, because I remember when it first came out, I knew it as XXx the next level, not XXx State of the Union. That's when I saw it. I was like, what? I don't.
That title makes a bit more sense, though.
Yeah, it does make more sense because of all what happens. Yeah.
And if it was XXx the next level, and they got someone like if they made the first XXx, which wasn't XXx in 2017, The Return of Xandercage, or reactivated it as in some parts of the world, that's what it was called.
Yeah, really? Okay, yeah.
Did not know. This franchise could have continued. By the way, I'm thinking if they got some not necessarily major sports stars, but whatever who was hype at the time, right?
Yeah,
they could make a good every 3 years make a film based, of that. With that person as a XXx.
Yeah, but
you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
That you want if XXx went to Japan and you had Okada as XXx during the late 2000 teens and stuff like that, you could see him as a XXx, right? And give him give remakers to random jabronis, but
yeah, but would that make money? No.
Oh well, in Japan, if they made it,
Japan.
If they made it in Japan, the Japanese, fair enough, yeah.
Everywhere else, like,
if they made it with Okada and called it XXx the next level, all right, I could get that.
Yeah, or XXx Rainmaker or whatever. Yeah.
It'd
be more on the nose, but yeah. These films. I
have to say, when you watch the trailers and stuff, as they are, right? Yeah. Now, XXx 2002, in my mind, I had it in a specific way after watching the Return of Xandercage. I was like, there's Vin Diesel all over the show, just being like, I'm the man, you get out of my way.
Yeah.
you know, you're jabronis, I'm the guy that, you know, this is my film, right? And then I'll surround myself with popular stars so I can leech their appeal, as he did in XXX, The Return of Xandercage. You don't think so? You don't think so? You don't think he got Ruby Rose, got Chris Wu, he got Donnie Yen, Bisping, I want to say Bisping, Tony Jaa, and he's like, yeah. And now I'm the coolest one of them all because I'm standing at the front of the group. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The only person there.
Are you gonna say it's the reverse? It's him being generous to allow his star power?
No, not even that. Like, I still think it's all studio involvement, whatever. But like, realistically, who's Chris? I don't even know who that guy was. I was like, this guy's no. Is that you go?
No, but what I'm saying is they're popular, like in their parts of the world, and as Monty Brown would say, flavor of the minute, right?
Yeah.
Flavor of the month, flavor of the minute, and Vin Diesel walking around like he's flavor of the millennium.
Well, so... he's been in like the biggest films of.
But okay, you know what? It seems like we're starting with number 3 first. But my point is to say, it's all right if you were going for that and they were like some sort of XXX that could do something, right? Ruby Rose got a sniper rifle, okay, fine. The dude who plays the Hound, I forgot his name. He's crashing cars though, so I don't know how that would help make him be a good XXX agent. No. And Chris Wu, the dude on the DJ, whatever's like, but that's if that guy got sent on a mission.
What's he doing?
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's like, what can he physically do? Because I'm sure he can do like the pop star charisma sort of thing, right? But when he gets into a part where he needs to fight, whatever, you know, I mean, how are they XXX agents? Especially when you got Don Yen's gang, who are all fighters.
Yeah. I don't think they were made to be like XXXs. They're like, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. He got them because they were popular, and they're. But you think it's more along the lines of the studios like, oh, these are popular guys in their particular international regions. Why don't we have them to bolster the box office of the film? Which, by the way, funny enough, is what they did with Donnie Yen.
Yeah. If
you see the international. The marketing in China, he's a bit further in front than Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because like Donnie Yen's actually like known by people. Like all the other people, like who are they? Like, not
it's true. I mean, Tony Jaa was there, but
but Tony Jaa hasn't been like not been bad, important since On Back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I mean, I can't say nothing there. All I was afraid. No. He was in Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah, it's like minor role, like like henchman. You know,
he beat up Paul Walker, and then he got beat up by Paul Walker.
Yeah, little henchman. That's what he was.
I thought for some reason, like, once I read Tony Jaa was in it and Donnie Yen was in it, I was like, so Vin Diesel's gonna beat both of these guys up. All right, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And luckily, Donnie Yen's like, no, that don't work for me, brother.
Yeah.
Donnie Yen was like, I look, I'll fight him. But I ain't gonna get beat up by him.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but you probably, which reminds me of something else. You and I'm sure you haven't seen it, but I don't know if you know who Jack Ma is.
No.
Okay, some Hong Kong businessman. He did a short film.
Yeah.
That's about 15 minutes long, 20 something. Anyways, he's having martial arts fights with martial arts stars.
Okay.
Because it's a vanity. Well, it's about the culture of Hong Kong, but really, it's a vanity. I think it's a vanity project myself. Yeah, where he's somehow screen capable of fighting these guys. Like he's fighting Wu Jing, he's fighting Donnie Yen, he's fighting Jet Li. There's like and some other guys, right? But it's just like how you against these screen certified legends. I don't know about that, right? Lucky Donnie Yen also decided to play the "that don't work for me, brother" card, where he's like. Is he Donnie Yen or is he the character of Ip Man there because he's dressed like Ip Man, right?
Yeah.
And the way that they get around Donnie Yen having to lose, he's like, oh, you know, something about practicing 3 kicks a day. Okay. So then they have their martial arts match, and the guy forces him to do 3 kicks. Yeah. And then on his 4th kick, the guy goes, no, because he's about to get kicked, right? He's like, no, you said 3 kicks, and Donnie Yen's like, All right, you got me, bro. You got me.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then that's yeah. But at least it's like, okay, well, Donnie Yen didn't do the. Okay. At certain points, I think some people are right to say to use their star power to say, hold on a second.
To use their trump card.
Yeah. And Donnie Yen seems to quite a serious guy, anyways. So it's not like it. For example, Jackie Chan would be like, "Oh yeah, I don't get beat up all the time. You know, it's fine. That's my whole persona."
Yeah.
Vin Diesel persona never to be the underdog as well. But I'm just saying, when was the last time you saw Wesley Snipes get beat up or anything like that? You know. I rarely does he get beat up, and I think that we can both recall Simon Phoenix was probably the last time he got beat up, right?
Probably, yeah. Because even in Blade, there's always some weird trickery around him getting beat up as Blade.
Oh no, yeah. To be fair, he gets beat up, but he never gets beaten.
Yeah,
I think.
So I'm saying like there's always something around like he's being sapped from his powers or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should go back and talk about how this all started. The first.
Yeah, I was going to say actually, should we start from the first one, then we can move along chronologically because there's bits we need to reference first. But go on.
Yeah. So I saw the first XXx in the cinema.
In the cinema?
Yeah,
so did I.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. Being like, I was 15. So yeah, this is amazing.
I gotta say, it wasn't bad the first time I watched it, right?
No.
See, how many times have you seen XXx one?
I think about 4 times. So I saw it when it came out, and then I think I saw it again on like Sky or something, and then maybe another time between that, and then when I watched it for this.
Yeah, I want to say I watched it 3 or 4 times, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
But the way, even at the beginning, they set up where there's a bit James Bond looking guy, the guy in the suit and tie, right? And he's infiltrating a German metal concert, like Euro metal concert, whatever, right? He's standing proper out sync because he's wearing a tux. So you know,
he's invading he's infiltrating a Rammstein concert. I was like, you stick out like a sore thumb, dude. Like it's.
But that was just to set up so they can say, yeah, this is not the suave James Bond, whatever. We're going
urban, basically.
We're going alternate,
Yeah.
Alternative. And then Vin Diesel doing the Vin Diesel stuff where the guy hands him the keys to the car and thinks he's the porter, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because even that bit is quite racist. Like, oh, you're from Puerto. Is it like he says you're from Puerto Rico, right? Something like, wow, this has already started off with.
Yeah, but then
people being racist.
So that guy deserves getting done the way he gets done.
Yeah.
Now I gotta say, I do. Okay, the setup is not bad actually, right?
No.
How Vin Diesel internet famous, right?
Yeah.
Which then is kind of actually is relevant later on. It's not like because one of those things where you're like, okay, James Bond can be supposedly, I don't know how famous he is, and how because he keeps on saying that he's James Bond, so it's not exactly the greatest secret agent in the world, but you're gonna expose your identity all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
But
then it kind of helps in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, at least if here, Xandercage is on the internet, right?
Yeah. Imagine the internet back then as well. Sorry.
Yeah. And it actually helps confirm his nefarious personality or whatever it is to the old metal guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So for some reason, it's like we gotta send the snake to catch the snakes or some silliness like that. Actually, you know what? When they have their pictures of all the people they were gonna introduce as XXx agents, and you see Vin Diesel's face just kind of stick out.
Yeah.
From the flick book because everyone else looks like they're homeless. Right?
Yeah.
You got one guy that's clean shaven completely, right? No beard, no nothing, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Xandercage, yeah.
Xandercage.
Yeah. So.
Who apparently is not a sellout because he didn't want to take part in it. He didn't want to sell his rights to video games, something like that. And it had like Dave Mirra. I was like, I remember him. I played your BMX game. No, sorry, not Dave Mirra. It was Matt Hoffman. Sorry. I remember that.
So yeah. So they're going get the idea is like, let's not even train an agent or anything. Let's get a guy who's somehow he can infiltrate better than all the other agents. But then again, this is the same play as Fast and Furious, where Paul Walker is a car fanatic as well as an FBI agent, and then he's like, yeah, but you can't get that one guy who's going to be undercover with me because he don't know jack about cars.
But like the only sort of thing that kind of works with the Paul Walker character, Brian O'Connor in Fast and Furious, is he kind of has a trained background and stuff. Like this Vin Diesel, like watching the film, I was like, as we get through, it's like he's literally just winging all of this.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where they kind of show it later on when he goes to use the gun, and then he's like, rah, and then nothing comes out. And was like, dude, you got to take the safety off. And he's like, oh. I was like,
yeah.
Okay. And saved today.
But there's part like the first chunk of the film introducing the bad guys and Xander Cage, right?
Yeah.
It's actually because he think they kidnap him, they put him in the they ask him to do it, and he goes nah, right? And then they like, all right, we'll just drop you in the mission then in that case, right? Yeah. And then they put a diner thing to test his intelligence, right?
Yeah.
And then he suss out all the clues by like saying, oh, it's a Sunday, the Financial Times, and then he's like the lady who's walking in high heels around, 8-hour shift. She would have,
My aunt was a professional waitress, and you'll never walk 8 hours in those heels. There'll be blisters the size of pancakes. Like, okay.
Yeah. And then after that, right, when they shoot him again with the trank, they throw him in the mission and with the whole bunch of other guys, and he goes, you guys been to any diners lately? You know, have a chocolate. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, okay. Yeah, I like that. Right. And then he thinks it's a fake mission still.
Yeah.
And so he's deliberately trying to get caught, and then he realizes, actually, you know what?
Like,
I might actually get killed. So
maybe
I like that part. But then at that point, we're halfway through the film.
Yeah.
And the mission hasn't even got started. So everything comes. It's just like, let's just straight on move now.
Yeah.
Let's
just kind of speed through the rest of it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now, Asia, I'll get into you are an undercover. You're suddenly an undercover agent who can't get out of cover because there's no communication or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
And you don't believe that Xander Cage is a secret agent until you find that out later on.
Yeah.
And then you help him escape from the sniper. So he can grab the tea tray and skate down, do a grind down the stair thing, which I was like,
the balance.
He's a heavy dude, right?
Yep.
That tea tray, unless it's a full-on
bent
adamantium,
yeah,
exactly. It didn't even crack or nothing. Like it didn't even bend, didn't waver.
No.
And so either he's super light and has the bones like Angel, where they're hollow inside, so you can fly, right?
Yeah. Which, who knows at this point?
Especially with that big Hayachi pimp coat that he was wearing.
Yeah. And what was the other? And there's lots of things in this film, like you can get away, like you can only get away with it in that period of time. Like now, lots of things he does and says, like that is super problematic.
It's like I think this is what ingrained in me that made me think this film, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of didn't try to watch it again. Was when Asia, like, so he's with the bad guys now because the cop that was working with him.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that guy. He goes upstairs to the guys straight away because he's Vin Diesel, can do that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because that guy's a cop, right?
Yeah.
Believe me, I've been around cops enough. And then when they get that guy, find out he's a cop, they dash him out, and then the two brutes behind him are like, "Let's end the cage! Oh my gosh!" Fangirling, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like, "Oh yeah, I confirm the coolness of Xander Cage. Therefore, I accept you as part of my group somehow because of charisma.
Because story needs to move on. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then when Asia again takes him to the back room, and then you got this random lady just pole dancing on one of the poles of the big bed, and it's like. And he's like, yeah, the things I gotta do for my country. And it's like, but what does that scene, what does it say? Other than you're a horn dog, you know?
It doesn't say anything.
No.
And like, this might sound like, I'm really looking too deep in this, but I don't think she did what she did voluntarily.
Oh, well, the lady looked like she did. But
because of who she works for and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they're ladies of the night and they're,
I'm just... What I'm gonna say about that is, Vin Diesel gonna. I mean, Xander Cage gonna Xander Cage. You know. He can't be. Well, especially in the third film, you'll see. He's a. He's a walking hard on.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's the best way of putting it. That's the best way of putting it.
But that's what I was like, from watching number 3 and then you watch number 1, you're like, actually he's extreme, but he's toned down. He's not really extreme, you know? He's like Hard Boy's extreme.
Yeah. And there's lots of things like, and the gang, what was it, Anarchy 99?
Yeah, on the nose, right, of the name.
Yeah, they're like, I still don't sort of know what their end game is. It's like
exactly. So this is basically a James Bond film, but not as a James Bond film, because it's like we're using all. It's not the suave kind of thing. We're going for this. We're going this direction, except that it's not a satire or a parody of it.
No.
But it actually becomes it.
Yeah,
because he's getting all the gadgets like James Bond, where he's just like, what is it? Then what you were trying to go for, you just kind of went into instead.
Yeah. And you leaned right into it rather than like, hey, he's gonna get by on his like wits and streetwise credibility, and I'm like, oh no, we got these bandages that are not really bandages, they're bombs.
We got this gun that shoots blood.
Yeah.
Pellets and
which is gonna come convenient. Yeah. It's all yeah.
And then you're gonna be so suave you even get the bad girl to be on your side because.
But then was she actually bad?
Well,
I mean, like, was she
as far as he knew at the time, right?
But then, like, I can't actually remember, even though I only watched this like yesterday.
Lots of things. Well, you had 3 films to watch, and then loads of them were bad ladies in it. So
yeah, I watched both the first. I watched the first 2 back to back. But did it come out that she was like a Russian working for the Russian feds or something like that, or did I?
Yeah. She said in the film, but after she rescues him because he runs off to escape.
I thought I made that up. So I was like, wait, did that actually?
No. He's like, what are you doing with the 2 Ivans? And she's like, I'm here to rescue you. I've been in deep cover for. Oh yeah, it's because that cop that he turned on him.
Yeah. But then there's another. All right, so that's that.
The thing is though, they set her up as someone cool, right?
Yeah.
Like she's capable and stuff like that, and then she's trying to. I don't know. Whatever she's doing with the computer, whatever she was, she pulls out the guns on Vin Diesel, and he just makes her look like a peon.
Yeah,
because I don't know what kind of weapons training he has, but I'm sure she has some sort of weapons training because she's.
I don't think he does. Oh, she or him?
Yeah, she must have.
Him, like he
Asian, right? Yeah. She pulls out 2 guns on him. He whatever, and then gets in there like a I want to call it a Japanese necktie, but that's not the move. What's the one with the and it's like, wait a minute, and then she's like, let go of me. It's like, wait, hold on. You was badass a minute ago. What happened to all that? It's because how close a proximity to Xander Cage you get, the more your power depletes. Is he like Omega Red?
Yeah.
With his what's that ability? I don't know.
He's basically poisoning you, isn't he? Like,
yeah.
Maybe that's what he does.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
There was and there was another weird bit. You know when he first meets her when they're in a club and that stuff, and he talks to the boss of Anarchy 99.
Yeah.
And then he's talking to her, and he like talks down to him, like, dude, this is so uncomfortable.
It's like first of all, she's calling him like he's like being blatantly sexist, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like,
but here's the thing with Xander Cage.
Yeah. The
way that he treats women, I don't necessarily know that if he's being sexist or not. Yeah. He's just that's how he speaks to
people in general.
He specific genders in a specific way, right? And I think by xXx 3, he kind of he can't speak to everyone like that. But at that point in the film, right?
Yeah.
At that point in the film, that's how he speaks to women, right?
Yeah.
So whether I like it or not, that's his character.
That's his character. Then it could be one of those things where he's doing it to play the part to get in. Yeah. So I kind of.
At no point in Xander Cage before that, or Xander Cage when he's playing the character of Xander Cage to be the undercover spy.
Yeah.
They ever treat women like that. But I can see a character who does walk around with that swag saying that to people.
Yeah.
Which is really not that you give it a pass, but just like, wow, you know, it's that borderline arrogance. I know she's got a bit of a bitterness too, also, yeah. But you're what you're doing is you're doing is way much worse. Because there's nothing you can pick up of her other than attitude, and then you start saying gendered female stuff towards her. Go to the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Basically, that's all I was missing. That was all I was missing. Like, if he dropped that, like, oh wow, this is staying in the vault. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to talk down to her in a way that's like, you know, the kiddie pool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? It just came across with way more hit than it should.
Yeah, I only think because of the way we live now, it's kind of more obvious. Because I think back then, like, haha, that's all fun, but now it's like,
well, I think it's one of those things as well. You meant because she was a bit spicy to him to begin with. You meant to think, oh, she deserved them comebacks, but at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, but that's different if you told her go shoot up something because you look like you're on drugs, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, if he was a junkie, it'd be a different story.
Or like, you know, go because you're, you know, go back to your coffin like that because you got the vampire look, or, you know, that sort of thing. You know, okay, fine, whatever, right? But no.
So,
but yeah, look, this film wasn't as I stereotyped it before.
No.
It's not bad as an action film. It's, you know, it's got its ups and downs, but it just becomes, rather than taking the gimmick of what it's supposed to be and continuing it, it kind of just became what it was.
Yeah. It literally just came. Yeah, this is.
And the thing is, the awkward thing is, like, this is when the Pierce Brosnan era of James Bond was, but not, but before the Daniel Craig era.
Yeah, it was that in between period, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry?
It's that in between period, really, isn't it? Yeah.
And the Daniel Craig era Bond does all the stuff that XXX does, but so much better.
Yeah. So they must sort XXX up. We can make this better.
Like we see Jason Bourne, we see XXX. Let's just you know,
just make it better.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's as much as I can say for number one. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was because I saw the third one. It's not bad for what it is.
No,
it just it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't try to be more. That's the problem.
No. And like the only things, all right, the story, I'm not really. It's just a basic story. Like
it needs to be a bit longer because they spent so much setting it up. They need it's like now we've got to push things along. Except that you just need another half hour or something like that just to.
Yeah,
and to give it a bit more breathing room.
The other thing, like the bit before they do the car chase for the nuke, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so there's a bit of foreshadowing before when he meets one of the sniper dude. And he's like, "Oh, I love smoking." And, I'll be die smoking, and then Vin Diesel goes, smoking's gonna kill you one day, and then they catch him. He's basically in a sniper nest, sniping off all the Russian army coming in to help him do what they're doing.
Yep.
And then Vin Diesel goes, "We got a bazooka. Why stop playing military and play PlayStation?" I was like, that aged very poorly. But he could say anything else but that. And then he goes, "Oh no, it's a heat-seeking missile." He's like, "He's smoking." And then he blows the guy up with him and he goes, "Yeah, I told him."
That was pretty clever. But then that's a James Bond style gag.
Yeah. And then the boss of Anarchy 99, how he kind of died was kind of anticlimactic in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, he got on a boat, you'll never see me again. And then Vin Diesel, who learned how to shoot like 10 minutes ago, just sprayed fired and then hit him.
Here's the thing. As much as you say he might have learned 10 minutes ago, right? He does extreme sports all the time. So he might have done archery and shooting. Right?
Well, he didn't know how a gun had a safety on, so man. So
Okay, fair enough.
So he just
specific gun. I don't know.
He literally just goes blah, 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 and then accidentally hits the guy. So then he goes, and then he speedboat goes into the wall. And then like, okay, that's cool. And then the next like 10 minutes is them chasing the missile jet torpedo thing through the city, causing damage to people who probably spent a whole year like growing as potatoes and then wanting to sell them to make money. They just blew him up
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was nothing. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and then he opens his parachute with the American flag on it because James Bond has a British flag on it. Okay, yeah, right.
And I was like, oh,
And then he hooks up with Asia again, so as you
Yeah.
would because you're Vin Diesel. I mean, look, man, what's the point in the romance in these films? Because you're sleeping with other women, all the time. So it doesn't. It's just like at that point, right? With that character, it's not like you're romancing them. It's just a notch in your bed because we know that.
Because especially like at the end when he saves the day where he stops the torpedo thing, and what does he say? Before he puts the rocket back into the speedboat thing, he goes, "Welcome to the Xander zone," or whatever it is, and then boom, blows up, or whatever. And then they go to Bora Bora because he's in the water.
Yeah.
Bora Bora. And they're like, "What did you say?" Bora Bora. And then they're in Bora Bora, and this made me cringe because like technology's come so far where he has his flip phone thing in his in the room, but they're on the beach bit, like making out and stuff, and then Samuel Jackson. Oh, we forgot to say Samuel Jackson's in these films. He calls him on the phone, a video call, but how it's filmed is hilarious. It's like it's not like a normal video call, but for how we're doing it now, where it's set on you.
Yeah.
It's all zooming in and going around him like someone's filmed with a camera and then relaying it back to the phone. It's just like, and it just took me out. I was like, oh, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Film.
The thing is that this film is kind of straight and it doesn't border parody. Whereas I'll just say it now, but when we go to number XXX3, it's like it's kind of levels of bombastic where I don't know if they are deliberately doing it or they do it because they think it's cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, XXX2.
This film.
Right. I gotta say, there's more logic in this film, right, than that one because Darius Stone was a Navy SEALs agent or whatever, right? Yeah. So then when they go to rescue him, they bust him out of jail or whatever, Ice Cube trying to look all, super gangster, right?
Yeah.
But I see how the first XXX is alt Euro metal James Bond.
Yeah.
And this is gangster rap James Bond?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just run the stereotypes there.
Yeah, like
there are a couple of good jokes in there where he gets busted out of jail and then he's like, a man needs the first thing he comes out of jail and being away from society for a long time. Yeah. And then he's like, eating on a burger. I was like, okay, you know what? I thought it was gonna go and it wasn't. But you led the joke deliberately to go in that direction. Yeah. So
which I thought was quite clever, but then how he was eating, just like, ooh.
Yeah.
He
like he was eating something else, right?
Naz was like, you haven't. Like, he was eating like a zombie. When you see him like gnawing on legs and stuff, and I was like, wow, he really hasn't had real world.
I'm just gonna have a if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't, right?
Yeah.
But Ice Cube's eating a burger like the thing that Batman doesn't do.
Yes. according to Harley Quinn, yeah. And Catwoman. Yeah.
And DC, but according to Zack Snyder, he does. According to Zack Snyder, which is like, okay.
I still find that was such a weird controversy.
Yeah. Why do you go that direction for?
Yeah, why are we
just don't respond, you'd have been fine.
Yeah, why are we arguing about a weird fictional dude? Like, it doesn't. Oh, sure. Oh, slow news day. And so this number 2, right? Realism. Well, I say realism. What? Actually, no. I would say number 2 is more realistic than the first and the last one.
Oh, it depends on how you say realistic. You mean like because his character's trained in a certain way, he can do certain stuff, which Xandercage's character is not trained in anything and somehow can do whatever he needs to do.
Like that, and like even the story's more kind of grounded. Like it has more of a point to it. Like at least I kind
yeah.
Like I knew William Dafoe's.
Yeah.
I knew like why he was doing what he was doing. Like his mission made sense.
And the thing is, right away, I was like, yeah, I know who the bad guy in this film is.
As soon as you saw his name in the film, like, yeah, he's the bad guy. Like, in the other way, he's gonna be, right? But like, you knew what his character was doing and why he was doing it and whatever. And like,
and why he kept the certain people like he captured Samuel L. Jackson. What exploded him, but kind of didn't somehow, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then he kept him alive because he was going to frame him. It's like, all right, at least that makes sense there.
Yeah, and so that stuff was like, yeah, that's cool. But like a lot of this film, it's gonna sound really weird, offended me.
Okay, how?
Like, it was something when I first ever saw this. I just thought this is gonna sound really weird. I felt this film was racist.
Okay. Is it because it's taken stereotypes of black people and kind of go? Well, hold on. Actually, before we go in that direction, right? Yeah. Is it okay? Because Ice Cube's in it as the lead character and he's black, does it make it better, or does it kind of make it worse because it's like you think you can say that just because you got the guy there?
Yes and no. Like,
okay,
it feels like to me like the person who wrote this film, he heard like one rap song, like, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna write this film. And like some of the things they say and stuff, I'm like, oh, it just feels I don't know. Like normally stuff doesn't bother me, but just watching like,
well, it's like when I mean sometimes it's fine and sometimes it depends on how far you go. Like we were talking about Blade and Reinhardt. Ron Perlman, he's a Jew, but he's playing a Nazi vampire. Well, not to that level, but it's some racist. And, and then you've got in The Boys, you've got the lady playing Stormfront, who's a Nazi, but she's a Jew. The actual actress is a Jew.
Jewish,
and then and in the more recent one where
Firecracker, innit?
Firecracker,
like a bigot, and then she's like a lesbian. In real life.
Yeah. Like, okay, does it make it better? Does it make it worse? I don't know. I mean,
sometimes
like it's like on those levels though, it's not as extreme. Whereas here it's just like we're gonna go in this direction, right? But it seems like a bunch of white people writing the story.
Yeah, that's how it felt like to me. And I think because I don't think I watched this when it first came out. I think I watched it years later.
Not in cinema, no.
And like, I think I must have watched it in like the first time I watched it must be like 5 years ago, I want to say. And I was just like, this film just offends me. Like, I don't know what it is. Just like it's that weird writing of the time where they weren't subtle about anything. It was like just everything was just like rah, rah.
But you don't even allow it for the era it came out in. You just like even watching it now watching its problems. Even back then, it still had problems.
Even back then, like it just felt. I don't know.
It's not as cool as it thinks it is.
Yeah,
right?
basically, And like some of the things are getting to like the whole when I made the joke earlier about if it's got wheels we can rob it and stuff like that. And like and even like the interaction with their version of is it Q, that the college boy.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he was like, kind of saying to him was like, oh, this just feels like.
Yeah. What about the bit where Ice Cube's in the so they're talking about going to the president's ball or wherever it is, and the lady's like to him, "You got a tuxedo," and then she's walking around in a dress here. And when it comes to Ice Cube, he's like got a tray, and he's a waiter.
Yeah.
And then when they chase him, they're like, "Have you seen a black guy in a white tux?" And then there's a whole bunch of it's like, wait a minute, is there no there's okay? You're telling me you're gonna get a whole bunch of waiters who all have to be black?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I know it's for the joke, but at the same time, it's just like, well, you're going to tell me there's no other ethnicities at all. You know.
That's what I was like. A lot of this.
Yeah. It's a bit dicey when you don't see any, for example, Chinese, Indian people, or whatever, right? So it's like, no, let's just hire all the black people and make them serve all the white people.
Yeah.
Like, where are you going? Where are you going with this?
Read the room, like it's these sort of things, like. Even the bit where where they hijack the cheese van that has all the weapons in it.
Oh yes.
Even that bit there, and the guy was like, "Oh, I can't let no one know a white man robbed me and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah. Let's just say there was 20 black people. What did he say? There was 20 gangbangers or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I was like,
okay.
Why?
I bet, but Ice Cube was there though.
Yeah. So I was like, why? This doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like those weird sort of things. Like, oh, all right. Sure. Well, the action was good. Like, I enjoyed the action.
I think it was trying. So you ever watch those Chris Rock stand-up comedy acts in 80s, 90s, 2000s?
Yeah.
And he's making jokes about black people. Like, he's black as well, but he's making jokes about the stereotypes and all that stuff. I mean, like, okay, he's doing it. It's funny. It's all in. I think it's the execution of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at certain points he leans to it so far that it's over the top.
Yeah,
which is then becomes
unbelievable and funny. Yeah. But it just seemed, I don't know, they jacked the tank. Stuff like I'm like, oh god, this is.
yeah.
There's little things. It's like,
as an action movie, it's fine. Right? It's nothing special. It's generic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you pick up, you get bits that you remember, which you're like, that's off key.
Yeah, and because of this as well, this is when Ice Cube wasn't a good actor as he is now.
Yeah.
So it just felt, some of the things he was doing felt, it's like, oh, this is full.
You know what? I'd say during the times, sometimes, like, because I've seen the Friday films.
Yeah.
And then you watch this and you're thinking, Ice Cube's trying to act tough.
Yeah.
Because he's doing all family-friendly films as well.
Yeah.
And not to say he didn't fit the jive, but I think when I see him in XXX 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But here he's trying to act tough and then...
It just doesn't come off right,
Yeah. Speaking of that, actually, before that, because they keep on saying about how they asked where xandercage is, and they're like, he's dead.
Yeah, he died in... Oh, this is another thing that annoyed me. Yeah. All right, because we skipped that. So let's go back to before XXX 2. XXX, The Death of Xander Cage. So, this was filmed in like probably 20 minutes. This is how it felt like to me. So it's a lot of...
Well, no, I'm going to argue that it took way longer than that, but I'll get into why I think that.
Like, so it's basically the bridge between to say why Xander Cage is a number 2, because we all know it was like Vin Diesel wanted nothing to do with it at this point, or something like that. Something stupid. I think it's when Vin Diesel was going with his weird face, like, I don't want to do sequels. Why he went in like...
Or he's trying to diversify because their pacifier was probably coming around this time.
So, like, we get... There's a woman in the first one where she's the one trying to sell him the video games. Like, yeah, man, you should come... We get you a video game, blah, blah, blah. Very good looking woman. Yeah, so somehow he's back in America? Yeah. And driving around in his convertible with this woman, and she's like, yeah, Xander, it's good that you got back to me on the video game thing, and I got a surprise for you. And she takes off, she's got like his pimp coat sort of jacket on. She opens it and she's in lingerie, and then she says, I'm take upstairs and swear word. Which I found really weird because these films only like anyway. So and then he hears something down the alley, so he runs down the alley
with a submachine gun or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, oh, okay, we know you can't shoot for crap, but anyway, it's cool. So then he runs down this alley and finds a bum, and bum's like, hey man, you can have your spot back. Blah, blah, blah. But then while he's gone down this alley, a van comes. And all these guys dressed in black with ski masks and whatever come kidnap the woman, never to be seen again.
Yeah, okay, here's the funny thing: they kidnap the woman, right? They make sure to take her coat off. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on a second, right?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Wait, I'm stopping the van. What?
Why?
I get the coat, by the way. I get the coat because you got to put the coat there to lure him upstairs. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because it makes it look like she dropped the coat. Okay. But the way they're grabbing her and stuff like that, it looks really terrible.
Yeah.
While you're getting the same naked woman getting put in a van with a bunch of guys at a band club.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. And then he comes back, seeing that she's not there and sees the jacket on the floor. He says again, the things I do for my country. Runs up the stairs into his apartment and it blows up.
Yep.
And then the back of his neck with his tattoo.
The pimp jacket comes flying out, right?
On fire. But then, moments later, the back of his neck skin just flies on the floor where it's got the tattoos, the XXX tattoos, so you know it's him. And then the guy says something. He says,
Xander Cage, I knew you had nothing between your ears, and this is proof of it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now I have to say, I have seen this more times than I've seen the XXX films. Okay. Not because I laugh at the death of Xander Cage or Vin Diesel gets his uppers or whatever, right? Which is 4 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
And it's quite ingenious, right? You say you think they filmed in 20 minutes, but to hide all the camera angles and never show the Vin Diesel body double's face.
Yeah.
It must have took a lot of planning.
Yeah, it probably took him, like, to be fair, like months and stuff to edit that.
Yeah, because you got to, like, you can't see too far to the sides or anything like that. You got to get the lady to carry all the dialogue. You got to cut that one piece of dialogue, 2 pieces of dialogue, and the one bit where you go shh like that. So you got to close up in his mouth, right?
Yeah.
You never see his face. You got to see enough. You can't see any of the edges and stuff like that, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, it must have took a while to work it out.
Yeah.
Right?
But like the continuity, like, so then now we go back to XXX 2 State Union, where they go, oh, where's xandercage? And they're like, oh, he died in Bora Bora. I'm like, but you showed us where he was. Wait, that wasn't Bora Bora. That was in a city in America. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Continuity error. I don't know.
No, well, then they can. That's why they say in number 3.
We'll get on to that in a minute.
Yeah.
And
you know what? I mean, look. Number 2 is one of those you've seen it all before. Nothing.
Yeah, you've seen it before. It's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the last bit with, when William Dafoe actually does his master plan, where they kill lots of the president's guards and stuff like that, and then kidnap him to obviously murder him, and then blame it on like Gibbons and all that. But then Gibbons gets freed by. So Samuel Jackson character gets freed by Darius Stone, aka Ice Cube.
And then they're like, go on, no, you say.
All I'm saying is, like, then he goes, yeah, chase him down, and then, oh, we forgot to say that Ice Cube kind of has like a sidekick as well. That the white dude, I forgot his name.
Scott Speedman.
Yeah, there we go. And like, he's like,
hey. You gone.
I'm like, he's like, hey, I trust you because you told me something, it was true, and I am a man of my word, so we're friends now. Yeah. Basically, that's how it happens.
I thought you were gonna say, by the way, Ice Cube has a sidekick and it was a white girl, right?
Oh yeah.
And then Samuel Jackson, that the finale, shoots it out because I told you should have shot that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, bless her. There was another thing I meant to say as well. How him and Scott Speedman, Godspeed, wait, what? Scott Speedman, how they sort of became friends. Where they meet when Ice Cube's in that house, and the whole. Yeah. Which I thought was kind of clever what he did when he's talking to him like, yeah, I didn't do it. Like, I don't believe you because, yeah, well, I wouldn't do this because X, Y, Z. And he's like throwing stuff in the microwave, heating it up. And I was like, why is he doing this? And then it was cool because then when the SWAT team are coming in with their thermal vision, they follow the thermal up to the bathroom, and obviously, and that's where he's put all the meat he's warmed up. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Don't know if that would work in real life, but that's cool. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, was some of the meat cooled down by that point? But whatever. We're gonna say, like, it's a rich man's house. They
yeah, whatever. Yeah. So then back to near the end, where the whole chase. He chases a bullet train in a car, and then the car. Obviously, the road only goes to a certain point, just like in the first one where he has to go through the detour through the town, whatever. Yeah. So he drives the car onto the tracks. The tires burst, but then somehow miraculously, the alloys stay on the track, and
they align with the track and become one, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, all right,
yeah,
sure.
Here's the thing. It might be outlandish when you say Ice Cube's doing it, but if Vin Diesel did it, if Danny Cage did it, we'd be like, you know what?
The only person that allowed to do this, and because he is a mutant, is Dom Toretto. Yeah, because he's a mutant, so that's the only one that I allow.
Okay.
And then they have that whole fight on the train and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And he jumps. That was another thing. Yeah, so I keep calling him Wilma. Willem Dafoe's like, you foiled my plans, Spidey.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then something happens, and then Ice Cube's like, well, it's the end of the line. He jumps off the train. And then Samuel Jackson says some corny line, blows up the track, and the train explodes. And Willem Dafoe just the flames like, and then accepts his death.
Yeah.
And then I thought Ice Cube had like a not a jetpack, like a parachute or something. He'd fallen off the bridge, and was like, when's he gonna pull it off? And then he pulls out his grenade launcher, sorry, and it blows up the water, so it breaks the water barrier, so he can dive through. Like, that's clever, because I've seen films that didn't do that, and realistically they would die in the war. But that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, as well, you just reminded me in the first XXX film, where he jumps off the plane with the car. No, he jumps off the bridge with the car, wherever it is, the train tracks, and he pulls a parachute so he can land safely. Except that by Fast and Furious 7, right? He's just still on the car, crash down into the water. So, all right.
But again, he mutant, so.
Well, so is Paul Walker then, because he was also on the car.
Yeah, I would say Paul Walker is somewhat mutant. Yeah.
Okay, and oh yeah, and then what's the line from Tupac that he's saying?
Oh, I can't remember. Some men. I can't remember.
My soldiers come and die, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But when anything like that comes, I just kind of tune out. If I'm honest.
Oh, but the funny thing that when he quoted it, and then it sounded like some sort of historical quote from somewhere.
And it was like, nah, Tupac.
And then at the end of the film, where the president says it, and it's like,
goes,
all right,
my line.
Okay. I was like. Yeah, okay. I mean, I get the joke. Stuffy old white man saying stuff that is
topical stuff from 1997 in 2005.
Yeah.
So, like,
all right. Okay, fine.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, it was. And then what was it? So that ends, and then they're like, "Hey, we got to start this program back up, and we're gonna get some new XXXs, and they're not going to be a skateboarder or whatever. We're going to go outside the box." I was like, wait, how does you went outside the box first and then came back inside the box? And,
yeah.
So, to recruit possible DJs?
I know. But when by the time XXX 3,
which is like
Samuel L. Jackson going full on Samuel L. Jackson, but that's why we watch Samuel L. Jackson films. So he at this point is like, I'm not Gibbons, I'm not whoever, right?
Yeah, I'm just
only time I'm anyone is when I'm Nick Fury.
Yeah,
because I play a down version of myself, right?
Yeah.
But full on Jackson,
Yeah.
Oh,
the one thing I found hilarious as well, have you noticed by each film the scar got smaller and smaller? He's probably like, I'm not sitting.
Yeah, and he dies in each. Supposedly he dies in each film, but he doesn't.
He's like, I don't want to sit in a chair to put the makeup on for that long. Just give me a little.
So in this film it's like, okay, so everything Vin Diesel does, where he's at the beginning of the film, where he's on the top of the pylons, whatever, and he's like putting something like the electrics, whatever it is, right? Then he drops down and he skis off the pylon into the jungle, and then skiing across the center with skis on his feet. It's like, what? And then they hand him a skateboard so he can go and do some more. All right, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I like the joke that it looked like they had armed guards there, and so he ran past them because he's like, oh yeah, they kidnap hostage, whatever, right? No.
Yeah. No.
He's plugging in the antenna so people can watch the football. Like, all right, okay, fine. But then he does such a good job, right? Literally, the girl there just throws herself at him.
Yeah.
Because he's Vin Diesel, and then he has his hookup, right?
Yeah.
Then later on in the film, he has another bunch of hookups, and then neither of the bears is hitting on him, and he's like, apparently, girls with glasses, nah, ain't for me.
Yeah, like, that's where you draw the line.
Like, wait a minute, you sleep with everybody.
Yeah, like that's you draw the line. All right. Sure.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, so a girl who wants to sleep with you don't, but all these other girls who
that's what it is.
Yeah, no, he's got to be the aggressor. All right, okay,
Sure, weirdo. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, he even hooks up with the other spy lady that was at the end as well. It's just like, okay,
for that random bit, I'm going to London just to have that bit, and then they leave. I'm like, what?
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm talking about at the end as well. I can't remember the actress's name. Yeah, I know
you're talking about. I say Pericro. I can't remember. I know
yeah. It's just like, all right, yeah,
like,
and okay. So everything that's going on here, right?
Yeah.
When after he's fixed the TV for the Brazilians, and the girl just decides, you know what? Yeah, you deserve a good reward. I'm just gonna jump your bones.
Throw myself at you. Yeah.
And then they do the scene again where he deduces everything around him. I was like, yeah, but I know it's supposed to be a callback. However, you're doing it too pompously here.
Yeah.
And when he gets the blank scan, and then he looks at his invisible watch because they have one. He's like, he's bored now, and just like showing off with on the 3D green screen, by the way, because it didn't look right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, okay, I know what you're going for, but the way that it comes across is just like, yeah, you're all beneath me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was like, really, this is.
I'm too cool for all of you, and it's like, okay.
All right, sure.
And then where they take him to the plane and say, these are your troops, and goes, nah. Hook them up to the boxes and send them flying, right? And then we're gonna have the people that can blend in. Wait, no soldiers, no nothing. There's nobody training nothing. That's when you start getting these other people that, okay, you know you're gonna fight XXXs, yeah? Oh no, you know you're gonna fight elite agents of some degree, you know?
Yeah.
But you're gonna get these people that don't seem to be able to do any hand-to-hand whatsoever.
Only like one of them, realistically, that he picked is actually trained in some sort of thing. Like the
sniper rifle,
that's it. Like you see, she's gun training that. Like the DJ dude, what does he actually do? He's a DJ, and a terrible actor. Sorry, but like actually, no, I can't say that. I think he's Chinese.
He serves his role. It's the best we can say sometimes, right? About people that are high for a specific thing. They serve their role.
Yes.
No, they're not good, no bad, but they don't stick out too badly, and they're not too stiff. They just like they're there to be there.
Yeah.
As with all the females that. So he went over to London so we can see the lady get out of the pool, right, in her two-piece, right? Okay, and her ankle monitor.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, Vin Diesel, he's got to be searched apparently because he could be wired or stuff like that.
Yeah. And
all the other models walk in to take his pimp coat off, and then
they all sleep.
Next thing you know.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're all on the floor. Not knocked out, because that would have been hilarious to just beat them all up, right? No, apparently he's the things he does for his country. Now, let me put it this way. It was daytime there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, when he came, was it nighttime? Because the way he was looking...
Nighttime.
It was daytime when he left. And he's still awake, conscious, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say, but he's xandercage, so he might be extreme, yeah? But I think he must be taking substances. He must be taking Viagra or Callus or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
To last that long. Actually, do you listen to the Undertaker's podcast?
No.
Right, so sometimes they, as with Stone Cold's podcast back in the day, they advertise these enhancements.
Oh,
yeah, in performance in a yeah. But the way that he joked it, right, it was like the way they talk about it, right, at least Undertaker's like, will make you a little dead man rise from the grave. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's great,
bro.
The cheese that no, but he's saying it's like when Undertaker's doing these adverts, he's like he doesn't really want to do these adverts, which adds to the hilarity of them. Yeah. Right. But yeah, I'm just saying, Vin Diesel, xandercage must have had some blue chew or something like that, because that boy was now Ric Flairing all night long, you know.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
There was what was the other funny thing about this? Like, so that woman turns him down.
Yeah.
So he decides to make love to 7 of them. I don't know.
Well, she offered them up, and I was like, how much of that is them consenting, and how much because they work is expected? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the lines are. To be drawn there.
Yeah.
Do you go in there working for this girl, know to expect that? I don't know.
Yeah, and if so, that's not a very good working place. I mean, it
might just be depending on how much you got paid, and maybe they are.
Yeah,
maybe of the night for the harem, Yeah. Maybe that's what their actual job is. You don't know. But then again, that's the point. It's like there's no clarification on anything.
No, which makes it.
All it is just to show Vin Diesel. I mean, xandercage is the man.
Yeah, the man. I'm the man. Sorry, I just did.
Yeah. And then, it's like, all right.
And then
even the thing with the so. You know what? Let me find out the girl's name, because I keep on saying it, and I don't want to just say the Indian lady, because that sounds Deepika.
I think it is, because she sounds because I know I've seen her in other things, but I can't remember what it is, because she's quite
Deepika Dukuni. I don't know how to pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go by her first name, Deepika. There,
Yeah.
right? And Xander Cage knows where to find these people apparently because
he knows
he's
all.
too cool for school, right?
Yeah.
And then she pulls out, and he's hitting on her, kind of, right?
Yeah.
As you got a bit. He's Xander Cage right now. And she pulled out a knife to his neck, right? And then he's like doing the Xander Cage thing where he's always better than them.
Yeah.
So it's reversals and whatnot. And then she's saying, like, she's trying to rebuff him, and then he's leaning up to her with both his hands on her hands or whatever, right? And then he's saying to her, "Does that mean you won't make me breakfast in the morning?" I'm like, well, hold on a second.
Bro, this is...
Yo.
This isn't the early 2000s anymore. You can't be doing things like this anymore, you know?
I mean, when Donnie Yen came, right? And then he's trying to be mouthy to Donnie Yen, I'm like, yeah, but this guy's trying to save a woman who he don't know what he... Like, even though he's working with her, it's like the situation, you know?
Yeah. Weird. And, there was something else to do... Like, yeah, it's like, so, like you were saying earlier, so a woman who's kind of rejecting your advances, you would go for, but then a woman who was accepting your advances, like, I know, glasses, like, dude, she's highly attractive, all right, sure, whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you rejecting horrible people?
Yeah,
makes no sense.
It doesn't make no sense, yeah.
No, he wants the people that...
Yeah. Weird power dynamics. Yeah.
Exactly. He can't take the swing. That's what he was.
Yeah. But like,
but then you have the bit where the grenades, where they've got the grenade and Deepika, Donnie Yen, and Xander Cage kind of rolling across the table.
Yeah.
So you got to get it before the spark fuses or whatever.
Yeah, something.
And then she pulls out another one, and then they kind of. Then you've got 3 people throwing 2 grenades, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're all so cool that they catch it and they don't live. And then Donnie Yen pulls out another one, right? And he's like, all right. And they all start getting a little bit worried then because it's like, wait a minute, yeah.
No one wins. It's like, what are you trying to do? We all died in. I'm confused by this, Donnie. Or what's his name? Zhang,
Yeah, and I suppose at that point they all revealed that they used to be all XXXs.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, so after...
Yeah, but I would have... It'd been really cool to see a bunch of like the idea of XXXs teaming up with each other to go on another mission.
Yeah.
Like the Suicide Squad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Some kind of right. Then you could have started getting rid. Like people do start that because it's an elite mission or whatever. But when Tony Colletti is going to betray them, did you think that was obvious?
No, like. Watching it again, because I haven't watched it I think I watched it when it first came out and I haven't watched it ever.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot. Oh, yeah, snap. Oh. But then I kind of... The same problem the first one. I kind of didn't understand what their reasoning was, what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing as well. It's like, the first one, Extreme Sports James Bond. And this one is just basically...
Suicide Squad.
Let's go over... Let's be a James Bond film. It's like...
Oh, no, you know what it's trying to be? It was like trying to be like the James Bond version of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has their quirky little, like, things that add to the team.
Yeah. I did like, though, when they did the thing at the end where... Because the guy had all the heaters on, Ruby Rose couldn't use the gun, the infrared to shoot him, right? Yeah. And then Vin Diesel put his hands up to surrender, and then he backed off to the window so he could see the thing. Yeah. And then he was doing double speak.
Yeah.
So she understood, and the guy speaking to him was like understanding, like was conversing.
Yeah.
So he didn't seem out of place, and then he put his fingers to his head, and then he moved his. Was it the middle finger? Or was it the third finger? Or whatever.
Third finger, yeah.
To make the gap to say, and then she had to shoot between that gap. I'm like, okay.
And then that was pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and then he shook his fingers because it's so close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now, all right, he's not invincible because if that was Dominic Toretto, he'd just been like turned over there and give her the,
Yeah. Or he would
salute, like, yes.
Somehow spat the bullet out himself. Or transformed into a car and ran it through. It'd been something.
Oh my goodness! So if he got shot, he'd catch the bullet in his teeth, he'd spit the bullet back out, it'd go into the barrel of the guy's gun, explode, and kill that guy.
Yeah. And it'd be amazing, but it just And the whole chase up to this bit was, I kind of got it, but didn't get it. Like,
Yeah, what do you mean, like when? Sorry.
You know when they're like, okay, it's I'm throwing an estimate in it. Oh, the building where the device is, Pandora box is like 9 miles away. You gotta get there before blah blah blah. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did that car chase a bit, yeah, and then I think it might be after. So that Tennyson dude, the Hound guy, he crashes. Like, okay, to stop the other guys, I got to crash into them. So he sort of done that bit, and then they get to like the bridge. It's not the Brooklyn Bridge, but it's that bridge, and then they're like, "Oh, traffic block. How are we gonna get to this?" And I'm pretty sure they're like a good 2 miles away, right, or 3. Yeah. So if they're running there, all right, maybe in a run and all that stuff, If they're running, say, 8 mile pace, and they're like 2.5 miles away, they're not getting there for like another 15 minutes.
Well, look. Well, this film does a lot of time shifting because the bit where they're on the island where it's nighttime, and then Donnie M, like, so where the SWAT team comes to, Donnie M runs off. Vin Diesel chases them on the jet boat, and then on the bikes, on the motorbikes, and they come out of the forest, and it's daytime.
Yeah. Like, okay, it's not like morning time; it's daytime, like.
No, not dusk or in between. No, just from night to daytime.
Daytime, like, how does this? Okay, sure.
Yeah, unless they were in some sort of, I don't want to say that the trees in the forest covered up to be the blackness of the area. Like, well, and they came out of the black area to the but even that doesn't make any sense. Why would you have fires? And then they arrived by boat there as well. So unless there's no caves or whatever, even though it was they were in a wide area, whatever. Anyways. Yeah,
a lot of it making sense, but anyway, and then,
no, but it didn't need to. It didn't need to. If it was bombastic, over the top action film, it doesn't need to make sense because we're all in the joke, right? And what stops me thinking it is Vin Diesel and they're playing it like it's a straight action film.
Or he's playing it like how I kind of feel like he knows it's not. He's like he knows he's not in the real world and.
He's like Last Action Hero.
Yeah, that's how you can't play it off. I'm like, oh, okay, this is weird. And then is this where the two xXx teams join together?
Yeah.
I can't remember the reasoning why. Like, I thought Donnie wanted to destroy the world.
Yeah.
And then now he.
Well, no. He wanted the device to find whatever, right? And Deepka wanted to.
Deepka wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no man should have that power. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't understand Donnie Yen's part of it.
Well, he wanted it because I assume to take out the agencies that would want to use it for nefarious reasons. So if he's using the device to find them, it's okay. It's just like when it's just like the Punisher. Yeah. The Punisher can kill killers, right?
Yeah.
But the Punisher. He won't kill himself because he's a killer? No, right. Yeah. The killer of killers is fine, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
And
then this is where we come to where they get on the plane and give it to Tony Collette. And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm bad." Rah.
I'll shoot you, Vin Diesel. Foreshadowing though, because he had some lightweight armor in the beginning.
Earlier, it's like you gotta take it in.
So Neil the Bev could get real close up and personal with Vin Diesel, and then his magnetic aura just kind of repels her. I don't know. He's just saying, nah, lady, that door's shut. You ain't going to go here, man.
Yeah, so that,
for whatever reason.
I am.
And then we have the payoff where Vin Diesel fights the guy he's been having beef with from the beginning, the soldier, and Donnie Yen beating out a whole bunch of jabronis because he can. He needs to show off some skill some way, right? He ain't come to watch a Donnie Yen film to watch him do martial arts, and he ain't gonna get beat up. He's not gonna beat up Vin Diesel, and he ain't gonna get beat up by Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
So.
They had the bit where Vin Diesel's like, "I'm just thinking about throwing you down a toilet and how
much pressure."
And then that rubbish. Yeah, and
then he charges up his Nintendo Power Gloves to fight Vin Diesel.
Yeah, which. That kind of took me out of the film. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like these James Bond gadgets now becomes not even James Bond has gadgets like this because that's a bit silly.
It's like too OTT. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
if they were like Crossbones as
yeah, those
Knuckles,
gauntlet
yeah, then fine, but the whatever.
Yeah,
and then the whole XXX team is fighting. The whole XXX team, that's Donnie's team, and the XXX team that xandercage put together, which I don't know how many of our trained or untrained, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Somehow have capabilities of fighting the SWAT team, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, we would just know. Apparently, have you seen SWAT, the film with Colin Farrell?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
So when normal people need the police, they need help. They call the police, and when police need police, they call SWAT.
Yeah.
And apparently, if SWAT needs SWAT, they call XXX.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
And then like it was so. Yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, we're waiting for to get picked up, and then they kind of get signaled that then they realize, oh no, the Secret Service
double cross.
Yeah. So then they have that weird shootout in the. Is it like a bunker or whatever? I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is that before that, xandercage gave a phone to them and said, "Call 9."
Yeah, if you're ever in trouble,
help.
call 9.
Yeah. And then it sets up Ice Cube's return with his rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And then it says, Darius Stone waited 11 years for. No, was it 11 years? Yeah.
Since he's been XXX since. Yeah. Yeah, he's waited 11 years. They hit for someone to call 9. And I was like, hit 9.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. So has he still been on XXX? I don't really know because this film doesn't explain much at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, apparently him and Xandercage have our buddies up.
Apparently they talk still. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then he hooks up with Deep.
Oh no, you forgot about the whole weird airplane bit.
Go.
Yeah, where the final battle in the airplane, where Tony Jaa gets shot, but then it kind of afterwards feels like he didn't get shot because he's acting normal. But anyway, he gets shot by Tony Collette, and then he's monologuing, and she's standing on the ramp of the airplane because one of them like Harrier jets, and it's got the ramp come down, and she's talking with her, and he hits the button, she flies off, like, and he's like, okay. No, he puts he puts a one of those parachutes around her legs, and then opens it, she flies out. So she might even be dead, but whatever anyway. And then while this is all going on as well, somehow one of the pilots of the planes gets shot in the head during the fight between Vin Diesel and the big dude. And I don't know how far up in the sky were they, because if they was nosediving and in 0G or whatever, they were doing that for quite a long time.
Well, it's as long as it needs to be, because we know in the XXX universe, time and physics kind of run differently. Yeah.
So then, he's fighting a guy, and then they're fighting in the bathroom, and the toilet bit where the toilet is goes sucked out of the machine, out of the plane. Then he goes, I finally solved that math problem, and then he pushes him through the toilet, and he gets thrown out for the plane. Obviously, he dies somehow, and then I don't know how Donnie Yen got out of the plane, but anyway, and then Xander. So we forgot to say what the bad guys are doing. Their Pandora's box allows them to control satellites and just drop them out of the sky. Yeah, so they.
Yeah, that's what they use it for. Yeah. As satellites as missiles or some craziness like that.
Yeah, something crazy like that. So then they pinpoint one on the airplane carrier, as it's got the last Pandora box thing on it, and he goes, you got to use a missile to beat a missile. Some dumb saying, and then.
Well,
he knows.
But then again, but then again, this entire franchise started because we've got to send a snake into the snake's pit.
Yeah, so we all make up as we go along. So then he goes it, and then as the satellite comes, he thrusts himself out the plane, and then the plane blows up because he gets hit by the satellite, and then he's falling, and he manages to conveniently grab onto this crate that's got a parachute on it, that's got supplies in it. Yeah, so that's how he somehow lands by where they are, which doesn't make any sense. And That's when Xander and Darius are like, hey, XXX, rah, 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 friends,
Yeah.
woo. And then then he
And
meets
then
up
and
with-
then they go to Gibbon's funeral,
yeah,
but then he's still alive.
yeah,
Because because the Black Gospel choir is singing for him, right?
Yeah.
Amazing Grace and all that stuff. And then Vin Diesel, everyone else is downstairs. He's upstairs by himself for some reason. And then Samuel L. Jackson swags in
yeah,
with his sunglasses with one sunglass, right,
yeah,
for the eye patch, and one normal glass.
yeah, because he probably just finished filming an Avengers scene and it was in the
Yeah.
same studio. Anyway,
Yeah. And then he's talked to that footballer name.
yeah, Namor,
Yeah. Revive the XXX program, right? But you don't explain how these guys got satellite bombed at the beginning and survived.
Yeah. And also another thing is like so Xander took this so bad, like Gibson Dynamite stuff.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the dude in like 11 years.
Hmm.
Like you're gonna like use
Oh, yeah.
best buddies and stuff. Yeah, it just didn't. Yeah.
You know what? You seen Escape from LA and Escape from New York, right?
Of course.
And there's that joke where they keep on saying to Snake that I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done in this film to Xander Cage.
Yeah, rather than just yeah.
I heard you were
Heard you.
unalive. Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying unalive because it's the what people say nowadays,
Yeah.
right? Because they can't say that.
Yeah.
But they could have just literally say, I heard you were dead.
Yeah. And he said, nah, I wasn't there. I was just
No,
like,
they just that was someone else. That wasn't me. Or
Yeah.
come up with different
Different
things
things.
each time, so he's got a different punchline.
Yeah, but never addressed it. Never addressed it.
Yeah.
Didn't even address how the neck bit. That didn't make no sense. Didn't make no sense.
No.
Oh,
No.
dumb.
They literally said that was another XXX, and that'd be that. You know?
Yeah, or I faked my death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I knew someone was. I went out of that life, so I faked my. There's so many easy little things they could have done, but no, just not address it. Just not address it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's the third one tainted my view of the first one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I love the because it's full on maximum diesel. It's like
It's not like
you don't need to be like this. You don't need your character not need to be like this. But then because of that, it just makes the first one retroactively like
not as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of feel like as well. Like, I feel. The studio just thought, okay, because Vin Diesel's back on his resurgence, yeah. We know we can make easy money out of this, so let's just try to write a film and then just put it out there. We know people's gonna see it, and that's what happened.
Yeah. He did his Riddick revival and his Fast and Furious franchise. He's like, you know what? Let's just put another Vin Diesel franchise thing out there and hopefully make money.
Yeah, and that's the way. I reckon if they waited an extra 2 years and actually like wrote the script properly, that sounds really bad. Like I actually know what I'm talking about, but I feel like it could have been a better film.
Yeah.
It just it just.
Would you want to see a fourth XXX film?
I don't know now. Like,
Would you like to have seen the XXX franchise of different XXXs doing different actors? And there's some sort of continuity, but different actors being XXXs, and you have them on those specific adventures or stuff like that.
I don't know, because I just feel like.
Would you have liked to see John Cena as a XXX?
No, he's too good for this, if I'm honest.
What do you mean? He did the Marine.
Yeah, but that was in his early career. Like, this is John
He did
Cena
12
now.
rounds.
Yeah, and that was like 2006, whatever. But like, I don't know. It just seemed. I really don't know. It's like it's like you said. I had like kind of fond memories of this. Now rewatch them, like, this film was like came out in 2017, right? It feels like it came out a lot earlier, like how it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to do with like effects or anything. Because effects and everything are quite good. It's just the story seems like this seems like something that should have came out in like the early 2000s. Because it's like the story's like non-coherent or whatever. Like, and this is me saying it, who is like uber Vin Diesel fan, who I personally think he's a godsend. But like, yeah, I just
You're saying this is one particular Vin Diesel franchise that doesn't need to be revived.
No, or just reboot it completely. You know what I mean? Like,
See, the Fast and Furious, fine. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's a saga now, whatever, right?
Yeah.
The Riddicks, yeah, okay, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Riddicks, I can like. I wouldn't mind seeing another one because
Then sci-fi world and everything, it's intriguing stuff. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's stuff they could do more with it, right?
Yeah.
But this, it just seemed like, look, we got Dominic Toretto that already can do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do we need? What do we
need?
And Dominic Toretto is not such a manslaughter either.
No. Like, Dominic Toretto has, like, morals and stuff. Like, Xander Cage has some...
He'll wait for his woman to die before he hooks up with another woman.
Yeah.
And then he'll go back to his original woman to let that woman die.
Yeah. And then...
So he doesn't become a adulterer.
Yeah, or deadbeat dad. Yeah. I mean, like, so
Yeah.
it's... Like, yeah, it's... no. It doesn't need to carry on. No.
No. I think... You could have had a whole franchise with this sort of, and just get your big popular star. Like Channing Tatum could have been a XXX or whatever. Right? I'm just spitballing here, but
yeah,
you could have done stuff like that where you had a different person each time, and then
even that
carried on like that.
They could even done like if I feel like if they kind of stuck to how they did 1 and 2, it would have been better. Like this one, I'm pretty sure they saw like. It depends how long the film took to make. They saw Suicide Squad, and you know how they marketed Suicide Squad. It was like, hey, we're gonna try and do that same thing with this, and then it just didn't work either. But it made.
But they should have got people that like, okay, maybe Ruby Rose, right? But some other guys which you could use as cannon fodder to die because. The Suicide Squad 2016 didn't have people that was Suicide Squad. Only one person died, right? At least the Suicide Squad actually lived up to his name.
Yeah, but like, like I never felt like any of these people were in danger. No. And I'm surprised they didn't make a sequel because this film, like the budget was 85 million.
Yeah,
and this film made 346 million. That's like twice its budget. So it's like, I'm surprised they haven't milked this into the ground, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. Supposedly a fourth one's in development, right?
Yeah.
Well, I say in development, but probably like Riddick, the fourth one's been in development for a while.
For like 10 years now, Riddick, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh, would you want to see a sequel, or do you think that's it? That they should just call it?
Just call it quits, man. Just call it quits.
Yeah, there's no need. Like you're riding the coattails of Vin Diesel's name, but to be fair, that's what some of the Vin Diesel's franchise has been doing, and his films have been doing anyway. And it's not just him. There's other people that do films, and you're like,
call it quits. Yeah.
You know what? You're not necessarily call it quits. Find better quality. Like you could do better quality films than just pumping out stuff.
Yeah.
I like Nicolas Cage films, but sometimes that guy's just doing films because he's got tax to pay apparently or whatever, you know.
Child support, whatever. Yeah.
Actually, have you played Five Nights at Freddy's?
I haven't played it, but I know about it. I know the lore and stuff. Yeah.
So Willy's Wonderland is a better movie version of Five Nights at Freddy's, the video game, than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah, but that film made crap ton of money as well. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
not Willy's Wonderland. That came on streaming.
No, I mean Five Nights at Freddy's film. Yeah. Because the thing is that dirt cheap film, and now it's just like, hey, we're gonna milk this to the ground like the game. So hey. Cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did not use Tony Hawk as a XXX.
Yeah, even as like one of those weird cutaway scenes. They could, like in Bullet Train, where they do the weird cutaway scenes where you see like riding the rails and stuff like that. They could have done that in these films, but no, they didn't do it. Yeah. Sorry.
Look, I as much as these films, okay. So look, right. The potential of these films was like they're the anti-James Bond films, right?
Yeah.
And then they just became the James. Then by the end of the first film, they actually became a James Bond film, or the midway through, where it was like, okay, we're not the premise of the film is no longer unique.
No.
And then they did the second one, whatever. But they could have continued along the lines of extreme sports stars or whatever they wanted to do. as secret agents,
Yeah.
kind of. But yeah, I look, after the second one, do you think it just died a death?
Yeah.
They were like, okay, that's it.
Or even if like the gap between the sequels is like the second and third one is too like long, and I think people should realize you shouldn't do a sequel like nearly 10 years after a film. Like it just doesn't.
Well, technically speaking, Vin Diesel wasn't in a Fast and Furious sequel until 10 years later. Like he was in the first one, 2001, right?
Yeah. So yeah, 9 years. Yeah.
Then he wasn't in 2, and he was at the end of 3, but we don't. He wasn't.
Yeah. And
then I think the fourth one came out in 2011.
No, first one, fourth one came out in 2009. So yeah. So
okay. That wasn't that.
But still, it was still like 9, 10, coming up to 10 years. So yeah.
And that was before it gained steam when The Rock joined and became the franchise Viagra that he was at the time.
Yeah. And then.
All right. Jeez. I won't mention his name. I won't mention Dwayne's name ever again to you.
No, you can mention Dwayne's name. I don't mind it. It's just. I don't know. He knows what he did. That's what I'm gonna say.
He knows what he did.
He knows.
All right. He beat out Cody Rhodes and you didn't like it.
That's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay. But no, let's not move into that. Right. Let's not move into that territory.
No.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see a XXX 4?
I feel like we will.
Do you think it's too late now? Because it's like 7 years, and at least it'll probably be in the production for a year if they were to do it from now.
Yeah.
And that'd be like 8 years since.
Actually, yeah, no, I think they should
let him finish his Fast and Furious.
Yeah, let him finish Fast and Furious. And if anything, like I said, just reboot XXX franchise altogether and just start fresh.
Yeah. That is not. By the way, have you seen the Transporter?
Yes.
1, 2, and 3, and then the reboot version.
I didn't see the reboot.
And the TV show, by the way, it was a TV show as well.
I didn't watch the TV show, but like my mom did. My mom did, and she liked it. So.
Okay. But yeah, no, like you're saying, this could be a like not a franchise reboot. Like you could have Vin Diesel make a cameo. Like you set up like a reboot, but then it's not a reboot because Vin Diesel makes a cameo or something like that. Yeah, like Fast and Furious 3. Whatever, right?
We can be like loosely connected, yeah.
In fact, Vin Diesel could be the Gibbons role.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But yes, but if there was a fourth one, I don't think I'd go and watch it.
Nah.
I'd have to see the trailer, but I do believe if there was a fourth one, Vin Diesel, it's just going to be more on top of the more extreme version of the third one, and the third one was already kind of touch and go as to whether it's supposed to be a parody or not.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about leave it, let it die. You know what I mean? Just let it die.
Yeah. Except I've said that I have a feeling that like the Rambos, it's going to revive somehow.
Yeah, it will.
Because
it'll somehow...
Not to say, because you're going to say like the Rock here. When Vin Diesel needs the money, he's just going to pull this franchise out of the...
Yeah, he will.
If he made the Riddick film, I'd be like, all right, well, it's not like those Riddick films are dead franchise and he's pulling back, even though there hasn't been a Riddick film for like 12 years or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But with this, I would think that.
But at least with, like you said before, Riddick, at least it kind of is building to something. What are these building to? It's like, hey, we're basically...
Vin Diesel can get the lady that's the flavor of the year that particular year.
No, but it's like, say Riddick, like he's got to go and fight that holy war, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like sort of every XXX film literally was then like, yeah, we need to get more XXX agents. So at the end of the XXX 50, everyone in the world is a XXX.
Yeah.
So it's like they have nothing really to keep it going. Yeah. Like these Fast X and stuff, the Fast films, like, what? There's stuff to keep it going, but these no.
I'd have been fine if there was just XXX 1, XXX 2, and then
nothing.
Dormant.
Yeah, same, nothing, or making some weird TV show where like every season's a different XXX. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what. If they did that, that's fine by me, because then you just. Sometimes you can get all random people and certain extreme sports stars and stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, okay,
you know what? Yeah. See how they go. But you see how their acting ability is first, right?
Yeah.
But you could have them as background players or something like that, right? Like Bisping, I don't know how I want to say Michael Bisping's acting skills are, or like we were saying, your cousin Chris Wu's acting skills.
Yeah.
Ruby Rose don't have the greatest acting skills either, but you know.
She was Batgirl, but yeah, I mean Batwoman. Sorry.
No, well, Batwoman. Yeah. But she was good in John Wick, where she was at.
But she was a mutant.
Non-binary character.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she sings the roles where she don't speak.
Yeah.
That's really bad of me saying. But yeah, it's like it's that sort of. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Vin Diesel was like, you know what? I finished Fast and Furious X2, whatever he's going to be calling it, right? I need to finish my Riddick story, and then I'm going to finish my Triple X. The thing is, though, Riddick can be whatever age he needs to be. And Dominic Toretto seems to age through the movies, yeah? But Xander Cage seems stuck in stasis, where he's like, I'm a man in my permanent 20s/30s because I'm that cool, right?
I'm that cool, and I'm down with the kids.
No, you age as well, unfortunately, right? Like mere mortals do. But the way you're acting is not the age you are. No. It's not appropriate for society. You know?
You're very problematic. I mean, like, you're not growing with the times, you know. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, so that will conclude us for this episode of Multiverse, speaking about the Triple X films, but not X-rated Triple X films.
No, the Xander Cage films.
Whoa, the Xander Cage and Darius Stone's films.
Yeah, that's the one. Like, they never really explain either why they're called Triple X either, which is
not at that point where when Ice Cube takes it over. Yeah, that's what the program is called because Vin Diesel, Xander Cage had that tattoo.
Yeah, he had these 3 strikes with that crap. Yeah.
Lame. Whatever.
Lame.
Yeah. I'm the man who's got to do specific things for his country. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. See what I chant?
And I'm the man who.
Oh, which, by the way, that's a problematic line, right? Because when the way he goes, I know it's meant to be double entree, the things I do for my country, but that just reinforces the opinion of women as objects.
Yeah. It's like, I have to sleep with women. Oh.
No, it's not like it's not a woman. It's a thing for me to sleep with.
Yeah, it's like, What a dude.
Anyways.
What a dude.
And you are.
And I am, like you said, the man who's in his 50s, but acts like I'm in my 20s. Kyle Jones. I'm not nowhere near 50. But, and yes, thank you for listening to us talk about the, Xander Cage.
Well, let me just, as you point out, right?
Yeah.
If you had a friend that was acting like Xander Cage,
I don't think
I'd be like, dude, you got.
I wouldn't be his friend anymore.
Well, yeah, like you got to watch yourself, man, because you know you can't be.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah, you can't be acting like that. No. We need to have a talk, man, about your.
Have an intervention, like, dude. You know.
Yeah.
You're probably one step away from getting a lawsuit against you, so I think.
Yeah, you're the reason why the women would choose the bear.
Yeah, you literally. You're the bear. You're that man they're speaking of. Yeah, you need to stop. It's not 20. It's not 2002 anymore. It's 2024. Me Too's happened. So
it's not the Attitude Era where Stone Cold could stun Stacey Keebler. No.
Yeah, no, and get women to bark like dogs, which is we don't do that no more. We know everyone is treated equal now, so you need to leave.
Yeah.
And what do you guys, you audience members, what do you remember of the Triple X films and the Xander Cage films, not the other kind of Triple X films? And you can let us know in the comments down below if you watch this on YouTube. If you're listening to this in the audio universe, you can let us know by leaving us a Instagram and Twitter comment. That's a tweet, sorry, and Instagram message, comment on the comment bit. Or you can email us. All that contact information is above on the top banner. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And sub to us on a YouTube channel. I've started the Blade games now, which is great. So look out for that. We've got some other things coming up in the future, so watch this space. And yeah, don't forget to give us a rating if you listen to this on audio stuff as well. And until next time, guys, we'd like to thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse, and make sure you do what you have to do for your country. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and don't think of women as objects. That's weird. All right. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.